Hey guys, welcome to a new video.
In the last episode, you guys would have seen that we got this thing running after being abused by the previous owner. A few things were not only broken by them, but also neglected. That includes oil in the engine, air filter, spark plug. On top of that, a few safety features that they actually broke on this. They're supposed to have a roll cage bolted in, but they either broke the bolts and tried to weld it on, messed the whole thing up. We're not going to do that in this episode, but what we are going to do as far as safety goes is put some lights on here. These guys did get helmets and stuff, so that's going to keep them nice and safe when we're out on the street and everything. As far as the cart itself goes, we're going to make it more comfortable for them to be able to ride around and ride around safely. So that includes adjusting that steering wheel and these seats. First, we're just going to do an oil change. Before we go and unbolt the drain plug and everything here is really grimy. So we're just going to hit it with some brake clean, wipe everything down. That way when we pull that plug out and have to put it back in, we don't end up getting all this nasty grease and grime back inside that engine. Yep, that's it. This thing smells so burnt, so old. It's looking rough.
While the oil drains, we're going to change the spark plug.
We got a new air cleaner as well, so we're going to replace this guy. Nice looking one. Hopefully it's going to last longer than this one that's been on here. Obviously, after an oil change, spark plug, and air filter, gotta try it out. Give it just a little bit of gas. Other than that rattly exhaust, it's actually running really good. All the smoke you guys see is just because it's cold out right now. But it's sounding way better than it did before. It's crazy how just spark plugs can do that. This exhaust rattle was driving me insane, so it looks like it's a lot more simple than it comes off. We got just two 10mm nuts that hold it up to the block there. And then it looks like that's just the header. Into the muffler itself is another set of 10mm bolts and nuts, and it looks like they just go right through. So I'm gonna pop those off. I have some gasket material, so I'll be able to cut out a nice gasket. I don't know if it's supposed to have one or not, but I'm gonna put one in. And then we'll see if we can just kind of clean this thing up so it doesn't look so awful. Just broke it right off. We'll see if I have a bolt that long. So inside of this thing was another rattle, which is this. And it looks like it was some sort of baffle that then would take it. The baffle would then take the exhaust probably from the muffler itself into this kind of resonator, and kind of redirect it, fill this chamber up back here with exhaust, and then it would come out through here. The tip was just riveted on. I cut out all those rivets, but to get this out, I just took this hole saw and just hole sawed the outside. Now, it's not gonna have this baffle anymore. I'm not too sure if it even really actually helped when it was there, maybe some amount. But what I'm then gonna do, because it won't rattle anymore, it's empty other than like some amount of mesh, which is hard to see inside of there. I'm actually gonna go in and wire wheel this whole thing nice and clean, spray it with some barbecue black because it can withstand the heat, cut out new gaskets for all of the mounting surfaces, and then probably tomorrow I'll run to the hardware store because I don't think I have any, but I'll get some hardware that'll then pinch these flanges together. Same thing with this guy, and we're gonna see if I can get this guy looking a little bit prettier than what it looks like now. Kind of bling it up a little bit because I think it's stainless steel. If you just need a black, whether it's flat or even like a semi-gloss, nothing beats the barbecue paint because it is rust inhibiting and it just leaves a really nice finish. Dries in like literally 5 to 10 minutes. It's really good stuff. Obviously you're not going to get a show car glossy finish out of barbecue paint, but it works for everything else. That's as good as it's going to get for tonight without going in and actually sanding it down and then polishing it out. There's just too much pitting into it. Good enough for now. Tomorrow we'll slap it back together when I have the gaskets cut and the new hardware. We'll do that one.
And after that one, it's this one?
Yeah.
I don't want to knock the first one.
I still need to build a bracket to support it, but at least we can do a sound check and see if that initial rattle is gone that we were hearing before. It was louder than the actual exhaust itself. See, sometimes it catches like that. You can put in reverse.
Which one do you need next?
We're gonna jump pretty high.
5?
wipe this away. We'll put some more fluid in. This is like to keep the drill bit alive. Feels like it's gonna rip your arm.
Oh, like rip your, like cut your arm in pieces.
Yeah.
And do you remember that time, like being like there and Bonica like?
Mm-hmm. There's an engine mount right here that's literally parallel with the bracket of the muffler itself. You guys saw I made up the little bracket that then is going to cross right over, and it's just going to lift it up high enough that it's going to keep it level and support it enough so that it doesn't sit there rattling against the frame, hopefully preventing any future cracks or exhaust leaks. Somewhere better.
Like, wait, I know where. With the hook.
That Lexus parts car coming in for the win again with all the pretty new hardware.
You stink. Well, we can best leave it.
You think so?
Yeah, it's fine if it sucks as exhaust.
And it looks like if we bend it that way a little bit, that might actually fix it.
Yeah, because someone bend it this way,
Mm-hmm.
we need to bend it that way a little bit.
Exactly.
Because look at this.
Mm-hmm.
It's bended.
Yep.
It's supposed to be straight, but now it's bended.
Exactly.
Someone pushed it that way.
Exactly.
With hammers?
I don't know. So what we need to do is maybe hit it with a giant hammer, pull it off, hit it with a hammer that way.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, yeah.
Are you gonna hit it with a hammer?
Too weak.
No.
Okay.
Not weak. No such thing. So off camera, we got a different Kickstarter just because looking at that other one, playing around with it was not going to make it work any better than this one. This one's pointed differently than the previous one, but who knows if the previous one was even installed correctly or re-welded all terribly the way it was. This guy works great. We've already taken it for a spin and it works awesome. We aren't going to do the lights in this video because that just takes extra time that right now we don't have. It's getting a whole lot later, quicker, sooner in the day, and we're just not going to ride it for the rest of the season. The other thing is we are going to put something like that. I threw that on there just for the idea of what we're going to work on next time, or just in the background. You guys probably won't see any more videos of it, but we'll throw in an extra auxiliary gas can like that. The other thing we didn't get a chance to do, but we will do, like I said in the background, is adjust the steering wheel so that the boys can drive it a whole lot easier. We have all new hardware for the new handbrake and stuff to make this guy work properly. Other than that, everything just did get all cleaned up and stuff. This brake caliper got all cleaned up. We bled the brake so that it works fantastic, actually. It locks up really well. The other thing that we did get that we will be replacing off camera is a new tensioner. This guy is just a little too loose, and we're gonna adjust the engine mounts and stuff and make sure that chain is properly tightened and not gonna make any noise or rattles and cause us any problems in the future. As far as filming the rest of what needs to get done on this thing, we probably won't film it just because it's a bunch of little niddly bits that I only have the weekends to really work on. This time of the year we're really busy, so we won't be able to do that it'll eventually get done. You guys will probably see it in the background. We'll probably throw some clips in there of us riding this around. Like I said, the boys did get helmets and all that, so as far as safety wise goes, this thing is pretty solid. We are going to be working on the red Lexus next, the GS. We're going to be winterizing it. As far as what we need to do, all summer I've been driving around with just clean water since I replaced the water pump on it and stuff like that. But tune in that one, because it's a couple of interesting kind of refresh parts that we're going to throw on it. That's pretty satisfying to watch. Anything other than that, any questions, comments, concerns, anything for the good of the order, go ahead and leave it down below, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.